Hi everyone, welcome to the series of lectures on signals and systems. So we started this correlation of signals concepts. We completed the definition of correlation of the signals. So we completed the types of the correlation of the signals. So the when it comes to the types, so we have two types of correlation. One is the autocorrelation function, which is ACF. Another one is the cross correlation function, which is your CCF. So we completed the types of correlation also. So next we also completed the autocorrelation function with respect to the energy signal, and we discussed the properties also in the last class. So in this class we are going to discuss this topic number 4. So we are going to discuss this topic number 4, which is the autocorrelation function, of power signal, and we are going to discuss the properties also. So this is the today's class agenda. The topic number 4 is the autocorrelation function of the power signals. So this is the topic number 4 under the correlation of the signals. This one is the autocorrelation function, so which is ACF of power signals. So after defining this autocorrelation function with respect to the power signal, so we are going to discuss the properties also. Now what is autocorrelation function? Whether the signal is a power signal or energy signal, the definition is same. So if x of t is a power signal, here x of t is a power signal. Power signal in the sense means if you calculate the power, so the power is a finite value. If you get the finite value of the power, the signal is the power signal. So for a power signal, power is finite value, energy is infinity value. So we already discussed these concepts in the energy and power signals. So let us consider the power signal. All periodic signals are power signals in fact. Therefore every power signal is defined with respect to the time period. So let us consider this power signal with the time period is capital T. Time period of the given signal is capital T. Now when it comes to the definition of autocorrelation of the power signals, so it is represented by R of tau. So R of tau is the representation of the autocorrelation function. So how can you define the autocorrelation function with respect to the power signal? So this is the definition of the autocorrelation function of the power signal. Limit t tends to infinity here. So 1 by t, so integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. So this is the definition of the autocorrelation function of the power signal. So minus t by 2 to t by 2. So we are going to integrate over the time period. So when you subtract this lower limit from the upper limit, you should always get the time period of the signal. So t by 2 minus of minus t by 2 is what? The time period of the signal. So always just integrate the signal over the time period for a power signal. So the autocorrelation function is nothing but the measure of similarity between a signal and the time shifting version of the same signal. So here we are using the conjugate. In general, we are using the conjugate. So if it is x of t is a complex valued signal, we use the conjugate. So if it x of t is a real valued signal, no need to use this conjugate. So you directly use the shifted version of the x of t. So this is the autocorrelation function of the power signal. So this is the formula we are going to use to define the autocorrelation of the power signal. So once again I will repeat this formula. So limit t tends to infinity 1 by t. Here t is the time period of the power signal, so which is capital T. So we are going to integrate in between minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here x of t is your signal, power signal. So x of t minus tau is the shifted version of x of t. Here tau is called a delay parameter. We are using the conjugate either of x of t, or we can use the conjugate for a shifted version also. You can rewrite this equation like this also. So you can take the conjugate for x of t also. So we will get the same result. So integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. So x conjugate of p. So you can take the right hand side shifting operation or left hand side shifting operation, no problem. So we will get the same result. So this formula is also true to calculate the autocorrelation function of the power signal. you can use this formula or you can use this formula. So you can take the conjugate for x of t or x of t minus tau. So either of the signals you can take the conjugate, and you shift the signal either the positive direction or the negative direction, no problem, the result is same. So this is the autocorrelation function of the power signals. It is the measure of similarity between a signal and the time shifted version of the same signal, so this is the autocorrelation of the power signal formula. So when comes to the definition, so when comes to the properties of the autocorrelation function, so when comes to the properties, so the first property is, so the autocorrelation function, so which is R of tau, exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. So that means the R of tau, so the R of tau is equal to R conjugate of, so minus tau. So this is the autocorrelation function of the power signal. So here the autocorrelation function of power signal exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. So conjugate symmetry property means, so it satisfies this relation. This relation is R of tau is equal to R conjugate of minus tau. So autocorrelation function of power signal exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. So in the case of energy signal also, so what is the first property? The autocorrelation function of energy signal exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. So conjugate symmetry means it satisfies this relation. So how can you prove this property? So if you know the properties of the autocorrelation function of the energy signal, so these properties are similar to the energy signal, but the only difference is the formula. There we are going to use this formula for the case of energy signal, the autocorrelation function of the energy signal. So we use this formula. So x of t, so x conjugate of t minus tau dt. So we use this formula to calculate the autocorrelation function of the energy signal. So whereas the power signal, when it comes to the power signal, use this formula to calculate the autocorrelation function value. Based on the value obtained using this result, so we need to say the measure of similarity, how much similar the two signals are we have. So that can be obtained by the result of this expression. So the first property, when it comes to the first property, the autocorrelation function exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. So in terms of mathematical expression, so it satisfies this relation. So R of tau is equal to R conjugate of minus tau. So how can you prove this one? To prove this one, let us consider the autocorrelation function of the power signal. So already we know this autocorrelation function of the power signal. So in that you just take the conjugate on both sides of the above equation. So we already know. So what is R of tau? So R of tau is what? Limit t tends to infinity. This is the autocorrelation function for power signal. So for a power signal, so integral t minus t by 2 to t by 2. So x of t into x conjugate of t minus tau dt. So this is the autocorrelation function of the power signal. I want to prove this properties. So to prove this property, let us consider the conjugate on both sides of this expression. So if you take the conjugate on both sides of this expression, so we will get R conjugate of tau. So whatever the procedure we do for the energy signal, same procedure we are going to do with respect to the power signal also. So only thing is we are going to change the formula only. So integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. So if you take the conjugate on both sides, we will get x conjugate of t. So conjugate of conjugate is nothing but, so we will consider this signal in the normal form, so which is dt. Now if you replace tau by minus tau in this expression, because I want R conjugate of minus tau, therefore I just replace this tau by minus tau on both sides of this expression, so that I will get R conjugate of minus tau, that is our left hand side. So that is equal to limit t tends to infinity, so 1 by t, so integral minus t by 2 to t by 2, so here x conjugate of t into x of t plus tau dt. So t plus tau dt. So here tau is replaced by minus tau. Therefore x of t plus t minus tau is nothing but x of t plus tau. With respect to dt, we are going to integrate. So now observe the right hand side expression. The right hand side is nothing but this what? The autocorrelation function of the power signal. So this right hand side is nothing but the autocorrelation function of the power signal. Therefore, your R of tau is always equal to R conjugate of minus tau. So this is the first property of the autocorrelation function of the power signal. So in the examination, they may ask the energy signal or they may ask the power signal. State and prove the autocorrelation function of the energy signal and their properties, or they may ask the state and prove the autocorrelation function of the power signals and their properties. Like that the essay question is came. So only thing is you should know either of the energy signal or power signal. So both signals are same. Only thing is, so we need to remember this formula for the, this is the formula for the energy signal, the autocorrelation function of the energy signal, and this is the formula for the autocorrelation function of the power signal, and the properties are same, all properties are same, and the procedure of solving the statements of the respective properties is also same. So if you know the energy signal, so the power signals is very easy. So this is the first property of the autocorrelation function of the power signal. So which is the autocorrelation function of the power signal exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. Conjugate symmetry means R conjugate of minus tau is equal to, if you take the conjugate of R of tau and if you replace tau by minus tau, so we'll get the same function, autocorrelation function. So that means the autocorrelation function of power signal exhibits the conjugate symmetry property. So this is the first property. So when it comes to the second property, so what is the second property in the case of autocorrelation function of the energy signal? So the second property is, so the autocorrelation function at so when you evaluate the autocorrelation function at tau equal to 0, in the case of energy signal, we will get what? So we will get the total energy of the signal. If we evaluate the autocorrelation function at the origin, so we will get what? So we will get the total energy of the signal in the case of energy signals. But in the case of the power signal, so we will get the total power of the signal, total average power of the signal. So if we evaluate the autocorrelation function, which is your R of tau, if we evaluate the R of tau, which is the autocorrelation function of power signal at the origin, so at the origin means your tau is equal to 0, so you will get the average power of the signal. You will get the average power of the signal in the case of power signals. So how can you prove this property? So this property is also very important. So in the case of energy signals, we already see. So if we evaluate the at tau equal to 0, so we will get what? The autocorrelation function of the energy signal at tau equal to 0. So we will get the total energy of the signal in the case of energy signals. So but in the case of the power signals, the autocorrelation function evaluated at tau equal to 0 gives the average power of the signal, So how can you prove this one? So to prove this one, you just know the formula of the autocorrelation function of the power signal, so which is limit t tends to infinity, so 1 by t, so integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here the signal is x of t and the shifting version of the signal is x of t minus tau here with respect to dt. So this is the formula for autocorrelation function of the power signal. X of t is a power signal. So in the formula you just substitute tau equal to 0 because I want to find out the autocorrelation function at tau equal to 0. So at the tau equal to 0, your left hand side becomes what? R of 0. So when you substitute R of 0, so we'll get to limit t tends to infinity, here 1 by t, so integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here if you substitute it in the place of tau equal to 0, so you will get x of t into x conjugate of t. Already you know x of t into x conjugate of t is what? So mod x of t whole square dt, mod x of t whole square dt. I just write directly in this, if you substitute tau equal to 0, here we will get x of t into x conjugate of t. So x of t into x conjugate of t is what? How can we write? The product of x of t and x conjugate of t can be written as mod x of t whole square. Now we observe this expression. So what is this expression? This entire expression is nothing but the average power of the signal or not. So the entire expression, which is your right hand side, so is represents the average power of the signal. How can you calculate the average power of the signal? Already you know this formula to calculate the average power of the signal. So we use this formula. So limit t tends to infinity 1 by t, so integral minus t by 2 to t by 2 mod x of t whole square dt. We use this formula to calculate the average power of the signal. Therefore, if we evaluate the autocorrelation function at tau equal to 0, so at tau equal to 0, the value of the autocorrelation function of the power signal is equal to the average power of the signal, So that is R of 0 equal to P. R of 0 is equal to P. So this is the second property, so which is very similar to the autocorrelation function of the energy signals. In the case of autocorrelation function of energy signal, at tau equal to 0, its value is equal to total energy of the signal. So whereas in the case of power signal, its value is equal to the average power of the signal at tau equal to 0, at tau equal to 0. So this is the second property of the autocorrelation function of the power signals. So when comes to the third property, of the autocorrelation function of the power signals, so the third property states that, so if you tau increases on either of the direction, means from origin to the positive side or to the negative side. So that is the meaning of this statement. If tau increases on either of the direction, either positive direction or negative direction, so the value of autocorrelation function of power signal decreases. I already told you how it decreases. So R of tau decreases. R of tau decreases means there is no similarity between the signals. See, if R of tau is more, means there is a much more similarity of the signals between the signals. So your R of tau decreases. So in other words, we can say that if tau decreases, R of tau increases, and its value is maximum, at tau equal to 0. So at tau equal to 0, what is the value of the autocorrelation function of the power signal? So it is equal to capital P. So this is the statement. For the third property. The statement is like this. So if tau increases on either of the direction, the value of the autocorrelation function of the power signal decreases. In other words, if tau decreases, means there is much more similarity between a signal and the shifted version of the same signal. How can you say that? R of tau increases. Means there is much more similarity of your signal and the shifted version of the same signal, because there is a more resemblance between the two signals when tau decreases. So and it is maximum at tau equal to 0, therefore R of 0 equal to P, which is the maximum value of the autocorrelation function. So how can you be written the statement in terms of the mathematical expression? So this is modulus of R of tau. So modulus of R of tau less than or equal to R of 0. So this is the mathematical representation of the above statement. So the modulus of R of tau, that is either the positive value or negative value of R of tau. So it is always less than or equal to R of 0. Its value is maximum at R of 0. At tau equal to 0. Its value is maximum. So this is the statement for the third property. Now how can you prove this property? So to prove this property, so in the case of energy signals, how we are going to prove this one? So we just consider the two signals, so x of t and x of t plus tau. So we just consider two signals in the case of energy signals. Here also we consider the two signals, x of t and x of t plus tau. Now for these two signals, you just consider the equation like this: x of t plus or minus x of t plus tau. You just consider this combination like this, and you take the squared value of this combination, and you remember always this is a squared value, therefore this value is always greater than or equal to 0, because it is a squared value. Now you just expand this using the a plus b whole square. So x square t plus, so x square of t plus tau plus or minus, we have 2 into x of t into x of t plus tau. So that is greater than or equal to 0. And you rearrange the equation. So same procedure we are going to follow. So in the case of energy signal, so we consider x of t and x of t plus 2. After that we consider this combination. After that we consider the squared value of this combination, so which is greater than or equal to 0 always. We know the squared value is always greater than or equal to 0. And you expand this using the a plus b whole square, and you rearrange this expression. So like this, so x square t plus, so x square of t plus tau, so that is greater than or equal to plus or minus 2 into x of t into, so x of t plus tau, So this is the expression we will get from the above equation. Now you just take the on both sides integral, So limit t tends to infinity. So 1 by t. So integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here x square of t dt. So you just consider the both sides. So by this amount on both sides. So integral t tends to infinity. So 1 by t. So integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. So just consider this factor on both sides. So x square of t plus tau dt. So that is greater than or equal to plus or minus 2 into. So limit t tends to infinity. So 1 by t. Here integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here x of t. So x of t plus tau dt. So I just considered on both sides like this. Now you observe the left hand side expression. So what is this entire expression represents? This entire expression represents the average power of the signal. So am I correct? Average power of the signal plus. So when you shift your signal, so even though when you shift your signal, there is no change in the average power of the signal. So the shifting operation won't affect the average power of the signal. Similar to the energy case also, the energy of the signal also does not change when you shift your signal. So after shifting your signal, you just calculate the average power. So you will get the same average power. You will get the same average power. So that is greater than or equal to what? Plus or minus 2 into what is this? This is nothing but the autocorrelation function of the power signal, which is R of tau. Now P plus P is what? 2P. 2 gets cancelled. So from this we will get what? So we will get P is greater than or equal to R of tau. So R of tau. Now what is your P? Your P is nothing but what? Your P is nothing but less than or equal to R of 0. R of 0. So what is the average power? So average power is nothing but R of 0. R of 0 is nothing but your average power. Therefore, your R of tau, here plus or minus is there. So instead of plus or minus, you just consider the modulus of R of tau. So that the plus or minus we can eliminate. So modulus of R of tau is always less than or equal to R of 0. R of 0. Hence, the statement is proved. Hence, this third property is proved. The third property is nothing but if you decrease the value of tau, R of tau increases. That means when you evaluate R of tau, we will get a maximum value. You get maximum value. So when you get the maximum value means there is more similarity of the x of t and x of t plus t tau. There is more similarity. I explained this concept in the last class also. In the case of energy signals also. So and it is maximum at tau equal to 0. At tau equal to 0. So this is the mathematical expression for the above statement. So we prove this statement using this procedure. We consider the two signals and later we consider this combination and later we consider the square root value of this combination, so which is always greater than or equal to 0. So after some modifications we will get this conclusion, which is modulus of R of tau is always less than or equal to R of 0. So this is your third property. This is your third property of the autocorrelation function of the power signals. So when comes to the fourth property, of the autocorrelation function of the power signals. So what is the fourth property? So what is this property in the case of the energy signals? So in the case of energy signals, the autocorrelation function of energy signal and the energy spectral density function, which is psi of omega, both are what? Both are Fourier transform pairs. Now what is your psi of omega? So your psi of omega is nothing but what? Psi of omega is nothing but the squared value of the spectrum of the energy signal. So that is the equation we got. So if we take the Fourier transform of R of tau, we will get psi of omega, which is equal to the square root value of the spectrum of your energy signal. So this is obtained in the case of the energy signals. Here psi of omega is having a special name, which is called the energy spectral density function, which is ESD. So ESD is nothing but the square root value of the spectrum of your the energy signal. So in the similar lines, here also we have in the case of the power signals. The fourth property is like this: the autocorrelation function of power signal, which is R of tau, and the power spectral density function, which is S of omega. So this S of omega is called the power spectral density function, PSD. So in the case of energy signal, it is ESD. It is represented by psi of omega. So in the case of the power signal, it is represented by PSD. It is S of omega. PSD is nothing but the power spectral density function. The power spectral density function. So here both are Fourier transform pairs. So here both are Fourier transform pairs. Both are Fourier transform pairs. So meaning of this statement is nothing but, so if we apply the Fourier transform of the autocorrelation function of power signal, so you will get what? You will get S of omega, S of omega. Or if you apply the inverse Fourier transform of S of omega, you will get what? The R of tau, the R of tau. So how can you calculate this S of omega? So in the case of the power signals, so what is the formula for Fourier transform of R of tau? So Fourier transform of R of tau is nothing but S of omega. So what is the formula? So integral minus infinity to plus infinity. Here the signal is R of tau e power minus j omega tau d tau, because here the function is in terms of tau. Therefore I considered here in terms of tau only. The formula is in terms of tau. So if the formula is in terms of t, we will consider the in terms of t only. Here this formula is in terms of tau. We consider the formula in terms of tau. Here R of tau is what? Here R of tau is what? To find out the S of omega, which is the power spectral density function. PSD stands for power spectral density function. So that is your S of omega, which can be obtained by taking the Fourier transform of your autocorrelation function of the power signal. So to calculate this one, so you just replace R of tau. Here already you know what is R of tau. So limit t tends to infinity. I just replace this R of tau by this formula. Integral limit t tends to infinity 1 by t. So integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here we have x of t and x conjugate of t minus tau dt. So this is the formula for autocorrelation function of the power signal. I just replace this by this formula. So into e power we have e power j omega tau d tau. So we have. So I just replace R of tau by this formula only. Now for this formula I just multiply this formula by e power j omega t and divide by the same factor. When you divide it, so we will get what? E power minus j omega t. So that the result is same. Now you rearrange this expression. We will get what? So limit. So we have t tends to infinity. So 1 by t here we have. Next we have so integral. So you just take limit t tends to infinity 1 by t as separate factor. Here we have integral minus infinity to plus infinity. Here we have x of t is there. So you just bring this e power minus j omega t. Inner side you just do with respect to dt, the integral operation. So like that you considered. So what is the remaining thing? So the remaining thing is what? So integral minus t by 2 to t by 2. Here we just considered, we just apply t tends to infinity, so that the limits becomes minus infinity to plus infinity. So when you apply t tends to infinity, so this minus t by 2 to becomes minus infinity and t by 2 to becomes infinity. So anything is remaining here is x conjugate of t minus tau is remaining here. Next e power minus j omega tau is there and e power j omega tau is there. So you just multiply these two, so you will get what? So e power j omega of t minus tau into d tau. So like that I can get the expression. Now you just observe the above equation. So you should get a limit t tends to infinity. Here 1 by t. Now what is this formula? This is nothing but the Fourier transform of x of t. So what is the Fourier transform of x of t? So it is x of j omega. This formula is nothing but the Fourier transform of x of t. So the Fourier transform of x of t is what? X of j omega. Now in this you just observe here. I just modify this equation so that it is obtained in terms of the Fourier transform. I just consider this conjugate for the whole function. So if we can take this conjugate for the whole function, here e power j omega of t minus tau becomes so e power minus j omega of t minus tau d tau. So I just take this conjugate for the whole function. You just observe. So I remove conjugate here and I will consider this conjugate for the entire function. So when you bring this conjugate to the inner side, so that we will get the same function. E power minus jx is conjugate is what? E power jx. So that we will get the same function. Now you observe this equation. So if you replace t minus tau by a dummy variable p here, so that the entire expression, which is in terms of tau, is going to be modified to p domain. So what is your minus d tau? Your minus d tau is nothing but dp. And what are the limits of this integration? So the limits of this integration are nothing but infinity to minus infinity, because here tau is minus infinity. When you substitute to tau minus infinity, so what is the limit for p? The limit for p is infinity. So integral infinity to minus infinity will get. So here x of p we have e power minus j omega p. Here we have d tau is minus dp. So minus dp here, and we will consider the whole conjugate for the entire expression. Now this I want to eliminate this minus to plus, so that I will just replace these limits of integration. So from minus infinity to plus infinity, so that the minus becomes the plus. When you interchange the limits, previously limits are infinity to minus infinity. When there is a minus sign, I just replace this minus sign by plus sign, so that the limits are going to be interchanged. So minus infinity to plus infinity. Now what is this formula? This formula is nothing but the Fourier transform of x of p, small x of p. This formula is nothing but the Fourier transform of small x of p. What is the Fourier transform of small x of p? Here instead of t variable, we have p variable. The formula is same. So x of j omega. Now what is your right hand side expression? Your left hand side will have s of omega, which is the power spectral density function. Now what is your right hand side expression? So limit t tends to infinity. Here we have x of j omega is there. Next we have x of j omega conjugate is there. Because we consider the conjugate for the entire function. So we replace this function by x of j omega. So this is x of j omega conjugate. This becomes x of j omega conjugate. Hence the power spectral density function, so which is PSD, P is equal to what? So limit t tends to infinity. So what is x of j omega and x conjugate of j omega? So it is nothing but what? So mod of x of j omega whole square. So when limit t tends to infinity, there is 1 by t factor is there. So you just wait. So here there is a factor of 1 by t is remaining here. So here limit t tends to infinity, 1 by t into x of j omega mod x of j omega whole square. So this is your power spectral density function. So limit t tends to infinity, 1 by t mod x of j omega whole square is the expression for the power spectral density function, which is the Fourier transform of r of tau. So what is the Fourier transform of r of tau for energy signal? It is nothing but mod x of j omega whole square. So in the case of the power signal, what is the Fourier transform of your r of tau, which is s of omega? S of omega is nothing but the power spectral density function. So it is nothing but the square root value of the spectrum of your power signal, which is x of t. So limit t tends to infinity, 1 by t mod x of j omega whole square. This is called the power spectral density function. So whereas this one is called the energy spectral density function. So this energy spectral density function and power spectral density functions are very important. So we'll discuss what is energy spectral density function and what is power spectral density function and what are their properties in the next classes. We'll discuss all about this energy spectral density function and the power spectral density function. So with this we completed the topic number 4 of your correlation of the signal. So what is your topic number 4? So the topic number 4 is nothing but the autocorrelation function of your power signals. And their properties. So this topic is also completed. So with respect to the autocorrelation function of energy signals and power signals, we completed everything. So the correlation is nothing but the similarity between the two signals. It is a measure of similarity between the two signals. In the two signals, one is a shifted version. You can take the shifted version of the another signal. So that is the autocorrelation function. If the two signals are different, if the two signals we considered are different, that is a cross correlation function. So what is autocorrelation means? So if you consider the signal x of t and the shifted version of the same signal, that is your autocorrelation. So whereas what is cross correlation? Cross correlation is nothing but, so you consider the two signals, in that one is the shifted version. So you consider the first signal as it is, you consider the second signal as the shifted version of the second signal, which is xt of t minus tau. So it is a measure of similarity between the two signals, whereas the autocorrelation is the measure of similarity between a signal and the time shifted version of the same signal. So that is your correlation. So that is about the autocorrelation. With respect to autocorrelation, we completed everything. So in the next class, we will discuss the cross correlation of the energy signals as well as the power signals also. So after this discussion, we are going to discuss the energy spectral density. What is energy spectral density? I already told you what is energy spectral density. So it is represented by psi of omega. So what is power spectral density? It is represented by psi of omega. So we already derived the energy spectral density function and the power spectral density function. So we are going to see their properties. So what are the properties of this psi of omega and what are the properties of this psi s of omega? So we are going to look under the topic number 7. So this is the energy spectral density function and the power spectral density function. Already you know what is energy spectral density function and what is power spectral density function. We learn their properties. Under the topic number 7 after completing the cross correlation of the energy signals and the power signals concept. So at the end, this is also very, very important. So we will discuss this the relation between the convolution and the correlation of the signals. So in the next two classes, we are going to complete this the correlation of the signals, entire correlation of the signals topic in the next two classes. So this is all for this class. See you in the next class, all of you.